Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. It is another beautiful Sunday episode. Oh, baby. You guys know who we got in the house. Oh, yeah, baby. We got the Rig Floor in the house, man. You know, we got a beautiful Sunday episode. We're going to be reacting to some videos sent in by you guys, this guy. And then we'll have our thread. And then we'll be able to do you guys' scenarios and all that good stuff. So, you know, the doctor is in town. Let's get ready. Let's do the dang thing. So yeah, let's just hop right on into. We're gonna start with this one. I haven't seen this one. He has seen this one. So, give us a synopsis of what we're about to see.
So yeah, I saw this one, and it's just funny how. We talk about it on the show where we talk about how men should lead, and this is kind of where a lot of people are either on two ends of the spectrum, where they're really, really weak and they don't lead and they just let the woman do whatever. And then on the other side, like you'll see in the clip here, they kind of just let like their anger and need for control get ahead of them. So what happens is like a short overview is like they're one of the street interviewers is out on a night in the town, and he's asking people like questions, stuff like that. Obviously, the more girls you stop, probably the more views you're gonna get, or whatever the case may be. You know, right? And yeah, this dude just doesn't handle the situation well at all. Yeah, so we can play it, and it'll explain itself, low-key.
Okay, cool.
She says you want to do it.
Damn, we good, nigga. Damn, shut the fuck up.
Listen.
Damn. I said, bro.
So why are you yelling at me?
Bro, get in my face. Get out my face.
I need to ask you a question.
You're gonna beat up females?
I never said that.
We good.
Okay, so he got mad because the street interviewer dude was like, "Oh, let me ask you guys some questions."
Yeah.
Like, I would understand why he would act like that if dude was like just asking my girl. You know,
Yeah.
if he goes up to my girl and he's like, no, I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm just talking to her. Then I'd be like, okay. All right, motherfucker, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
that's my girl. Like, we're together. So if you're talking to her, you're talking to me.
Right.
But I don't think he really came up on some shit like that. It was more of just, hey, I want to interview you guys both. And it's like, bro, you freaking out over nothing.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, where like the interviewer's like, yeah, she said she's like all down for it or whatever, and then he's like, no, gets real pissed off and starts yelling at her too. And I'm like, all right, bro, like if that is your girl, at that exact moment is where you lost her for the rest of the time.
Oh,
dude.
100%.
You cooked yourself because one, why are you getting so mad, so angry about this? And two, like I said, you fucking yelled in her face. Now she's like, what the fuck? This man's a little man child, you know?
Yeah, even her friends were just like, yo, seriously? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna hit a woman over that?
And this is why I was saying, like, there's two ends of the spectrum where, like, on the far left, you know, dudes are just too weak. They let their women do whatever, right? And then there's on the far right where you're like, all right, like, no matter what, I'm going to try to control her and make sure she can't do shit if I say no, you know? And so this is where I'm like, he got so upset, started yelling in her face, telling her to shut the fuck up. But I'm like, bro, if she wants to do the interview, she can do the interview. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it's not that serious.
it's not. Yeah.
Like if anything, he was probably gonna ask questions about their relationship,
Yeah.
about them, like how long you guys been together, how'd you guys meet,
Yeah.
you know? Oh, if he were to do something like X, Y, and Z, what would you do?
Yeah.
Like it's a fun night out on the night kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing where homie is trying to get at your girl. But see, I think what it is I think his girl ain't really like his girl like that.
yeah.
I think
100%.
he's got that girl by like the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he's seen it before. He's seen other dudes be able to get in her DMs, get in her phone, get her number, you know, take her out, do shit for her. I think he ain't really got her like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he acts like that.
Yes.
Because he looks at it like, oh, no, you know, this dude is just going to be another fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry up in her phone talking to her, trying to take her out, this, and that. And I don't think he can handle that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he can handle that. That's too much for him. He's
Yeah.
just like, oh no. Instead of just being like, you're choosing this attention over me.
Yeah.
So since you're choosing that attention over me, you go ahead and you do that. You have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just wants to lash out and kind of be like that. That's crazy work.
Yeah.
That's some
and-
crazy work to me.
And honestly, it's one of those things where there's a saying called, that goes, insistence is resistance, right? Where,
Oh yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because we're on the same wavelength. Like he just told me in my brain what he was thinking, but that's exactly it, right? What it is you try to insist so hard on something looking exactly how you want it, and it goes nowhere near that way because of how much insistence you're putting on the situation.
Yeah, and the reason I knew exactly what you were going to say is because we covered this. I cover a show called Love is Blind. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
Okay, so Love is Blind, quick synopsis. It's pretty much like 10 guys, 10 girls, they go into these pods, they can't see each other, they can just talk to each other, and they get to know each other and stuff like that. And if they like the other person on the side, they get engaged to this person.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then, you know, they pretty much go through a mock marriage, and then at the end of the show, they see if they're going to pretty much get actually married.
Okay.
You know, this is a full-on actual marriage, all that kind of stuff.
On one day?
No. This is over a span of 4 weeks. So I
Okay.
think they do a week, maybe 2 weeks in the pods. Then they do a week, or they do like vacation for a couple days. They live together for like 2 weeks, and then on the final week, it's like their wedding day.
Okay.
And so there's a guy on the show that was on the previous season. His name was Alex. And all my Love is Blind people, you guys know who the fuck I'm talking about. And this dude pretty much was the type of guy where, you know, he lied so much that you could tell it was a lie by the amount of times he would say it. He would tell you the lie over and over and over again, just so that way you would like believe it.
Yeah, I get you.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is where they will say it over and over and over again, insist it so much, like it's true. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
It's got to be this. It's got to be that. You know. Yeah. And so like when you see people doing that, it easily tells you like, okay, they have ill intentions. They obviously are lying. They're obviously not portraying their true self. They're portraying a self that they want you to believe so bad, you know, because they got to say it over and over and over and over again. And man, it's bad. It's fucking bad, dude.
And it also just plays into like the whole aspect of that phrase plays into all aspects of life, where it's like if you have a partner, like, oh yeah, like my wife should be doing this, and this, right? Like if they're not doing what you're saying, right, insisting so hard on them is not gonna make them do better, you know what I mean? Or do what you want them to do, right? Insistence is resistance, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, this is, you know, exactly that, where like you said, she probably has like other like dudes like she's talking to, or like keeping around in like the pocket in the cut or whatever, and he's like trying so hard, like, no, you can't talk to dudes, or like no street interviews, or like if you go, I gotta go with you, shit like that. And then she's just eventually gonna like she's gonna find the right dude and be like, all right, yeah, now I can monkey branch and get the fuck away from you,
Exactly. Because there's a lot of times that happens where like girls will be in a relationship, but the reason they go out is because they're like, I want to see if there's something better out there.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't find it, oh well, I'll go
safe.
home to my guy. Yeah. But if I do find it, oh, we in there like swimwear, baby. Like, I'm ready to go. So that's, for me, I look at it like, because every time people try to sit there and they say, oh, you're insecure because you wouldn't let your girl go to the club and with her friends. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't let my girl go to the club because I know the real reason why she's going.
Yeah.
The real reason why she's going is because she wants to see if there's something better out there than me.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want to put yourself out there on the market, you might as well just be on the market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might as well just, you're not going to have this little safety net to come home to in case she didn't find it.
Yeah.
Like, no. We ain't doing that shit. Like, and I'm not insecure for understanding that and just putting it into it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I understand what it is. I know what it is. Sorry that I, can see through the bullshit, but it is what it is. Like, bro. So yeah, that's one of those things where, again, if your girl is out doing all that shit, like, is really that your girl? And that's why I look at it like, for this dude, that girl ain't really his girl like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if it was, she wouldn't be out doing all that stuff. And even then, he wouldn't have had to get to that level because she would have just taken his side. She would have just been like, oh, no, my man doesn't want to do the interview, so no, thank you.
Exactly.
Like, we're good. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Yeah.
Crazy work. All right. We're going to get into this next one. Now, for you, you're a married man. I've never been married or anything like that. I've been engaged, but I've never been married. But I wanted to know what you thought about this. And also, disclaimer, because we had some fucking 60 IQ retards in the comment section of our last video talking about, dude, that's fake. Oh, it's obviously. We know the video is fake. We know that, but it's to give you a visual representation of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that the video is real or not.
Yeah.
Because we had some 60 IQ fucking retards in there talking about, dude, dog, this video's fake. There's another one and they do this.
Yeah.
We don't care. That's not the point. The point of the video is to give you a visual representation of what it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, golly, some people are dumb. Like, I ain't gonna lie, most of our viewers, they understood what it was. They're like, oh yeah, it's a conversation. They're giving us a video that leads to the conversation, or it's a video representation of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But there's just those retards that slip through the cracks, and they're like, dude, I know something you don't know.
Oh my God.
Like, dude, no, have some critical thinking.
Oh my God.
And they know who they are.
Thinking is hard sometimes.
I guess so, man. I'm a fucking grown ass retard, bro. All right.
Can we just get past this?
We are going to be
get past this.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
She hesitated on love. Is crazy.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish. I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
Small ceremony at your parents' house. So
I don't care where it is.
We got the officiant.
Vows are vows, and you have to abide by them. And that word, obey, I'm definitely not obeying you. No, I'm not. Ever. Don't. I'm not trying to show off, but I'm not obeying. I'm not saying that word obey. I am not.
You're trying to show off in front of your family.
I am not. We either gonna continue or we can leave.
You want to embarrass you in front of your
We
family?
can leave because I'm not saying that word obey.
You want to show out in front of your family?
You can continue, Pastor.
Do you want to show out in
Go
front of
ahead
your
and
family?
continue. I'm not saying obey. You can obey. I'm not saying obey. I'm not obeying nobody. I will never obey.
Fucking low honor, man. Okay, so as a married man, What do you think about that video?
Um,
Because again, like, you took those vows. You know what I mean? You were in that position, in that seat. Like, how would that make you feel? And, you know, being married.
we wouldn't get to that point. That's for sure. We wouldn't be in that situation. I wouldn't be in that situation because it's probably has been pretty clear throughout their relationship that she's not one to obey a man or whatever the case may be, and she don't got to. Yeah, I mean, you can be single and not obey. That's fine.
Yeah,
fuck
hell
it, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's hella facts.
You know, it's one of those things where, like I say, the man leads the relationship, and it's not like obeying like you have a fucking dog or an obedient animal like underneath you. You know what I mean? Like, you just have certain morals, certain values, and from there, right? You lead the relationship. You just set expectations, let them be clear, and then the woman follows. You know what I mean? It's not a hard concept. It's not even a like unethical concept. You know what I mean? That's the word I was looking for. Was
Okay.
unethical, where it's like, dude, if he's telling you something and it morally makes sense and it enhances your relationship, your values together, why the fuck would you not listen? You know what I mean? Just because like someone's telling you, you're like, oh, I'm not listening to that, dude. Like, okay, I just don't want you to, you know, jump off a cliff and break your fucking neck. You know, well, I'm not obeying no man. All right, you know. Yeah, so that's why, like, for me, like, this probably came up before they got to the wedding, right? And it's one of those things where, like, for myself, I would see that pattern way before we get here, right?
Okay.
And even if I didn't, I get to this situation and she's like, I'm not obeying no man. I'd be like, and she's like, we can leave. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, like,
Have a
you can
wonderful
leave.
time. You can leave.
Yeah, you can leave.
I paid for all this shit. You get the fuck
Well,
out
that's
of
his
here.
mama's house.
That's his mama's house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So imagine a woman in your mom's house
Oh, yeah.
yelling and carrying on like that. Like,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
disrespect my mom's, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is my mom's house. Like, we wanted to have this little get-together, small ceremony thing, and my mom was gracious enough to lend us her home for this, and you acting like that?
Yeah.
You acting like that? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know, and that's why a lot of times I don't believe women when they say that they're religious or that they're Christian and shit like that, because it's like, bro, you understand that in the Bible, the way God himself describes women is that he is your helpmate and that you are obedient to his leadership. Like, that is how he describes women in the Bible. And I'm just like, bro, if you're not that, then I don't think you really religious like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the most religious man by any means. I'm not. But I understand that people who do have, you know, those values and they hold them to that standard, it's like, you have to be that.
Yeah.
Or else you can't claim that you are religious. You're just picking and choosing what you like out of the religion, and you're not really abiding by it completely, you know? And that's why something like this, where they're doing the religious vows, and she's over here talking about, oh, the vows mean something, this and that. Yeah. So that means you abide by them as they are written.
Yeah.
Not being able to just change them. Oh, no, you can do everything but the obey. No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We're doing everything in them, or we're not doing them at all.
And I see a fucking single woman in the comments over there talking about, stand your ground, girl. Yeah, that's probably, she got like a little cat or something in her profile picture talking about, stand your ground, girl, I got your back. That's why you single too, stupid.
Facts.
Fuck. Yeah, see how that works out for you.
Facts.
Dumbass.
Facts, bro. Hey, man, you know, like I said, it's one of those things where it's just like, you got to protect yourself, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, I guarantee you it's because of his lack of leadership. You know, we talk about it all the time because we're misogynists, but we're fair. We're fair misogynists. All right, we look at it like the men got this, got a piece of the burden too. You know what I mean? Like, it all stems from their leadership. Like, if he can't be that guy to her, then she gonna run amok. She gonna do what she gonna do, bruh.
Right.
And the next video is gonna be an amazing, and I mean an amazing, telltale of this. This one, a lot of the viewers know. You're obviously not in the streamer world, so you probably don't know about this couple. You may have heard about it. I'm not 100% sure, but the video is going to explain it all. I'm not going to really explain it. The video will explain everything. But again, this shows like lack of, male leadership to his girl. And it leads his girl to like be the leader. And then she leads it to the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why we're going to get into this one. We'll get your thoughts, all that good stuff. Okay.
She moves in with you. You grow up together. You build a life together. Years pass, and you decide she's the one. You propose. She says yes. Then everything changes. She gets diagnosed with cancer. You're a professional Valorant player at the peak of your career. Millions of fans, big tournaments, big money, and you walk away from all of it. You choose hospital rooms over arenas, chemotherapy sessions over championships. You donate your own blood because you're compatible. You cover every bill, every treatment, every expense. You stay through the pain, the fear, the recovery. You even help her build her own streaming career while yours fades into the background. Her audience grows, her life stabilizes, and after everything, after all the sacrifice she tells you she needs to find herself. Sometimes the hardest battles aren't the ones you play on a screen. Imagine.
Excellent.
What do you think about that one?
Excellent. That's exactly what we talk about on the show. I think what this happens a lot too in sales. I actually made a video on it where I'm not gonna get too much into detail because you can just go onto my TikTok and see what I'm talking about. But
link down in the description.
The idea is you follow a woman's lead, right? You let her dictate what you're gonna do, and then from there, like you said, she leads you, and then she leads the relationship into the end, right? Where it's like a lot of people, when we give these warnings, they're like, no, that can't happen to me, or like she's different, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be. It's the same thing with sales, where like I am personally one to avoid future pain, right? That's my thing. If it's made clear to me that there's a future pain that I could avoid, I'm not gonna sit back and like, oh well, it's not here yet, like the fire's not close to me.
You minimize the risk.
Yeah, like I'll wait till I get like more urgency or whatever, right? Because the further along you get, the more time you waste, the more effort you have to put in after that pain does come along, right? And so what I'm getting at is this is not just hip to her and him, right? This is very common in the dating world, where men will be like, oh yeah, like happy wife, happy life. That is a coined phrase by men who fucking hate their life.
That is fact.
They fucking hate their life. There's not a single man that says that fucking enjoys actually having a wife that's happy, or like doing things to make the wife happy. You know what I mean?
Because she ain't doing shit for him.
No.
Nothing.
They fucking hate their life. And it's one of those things where like I give the warning, we give the warning. There's other signs out there, i.e. this video. Don't be the fucking dude that's like, yeah, I'm going to just put my career on the back burner. I'm going to sacrifice this or whatever, dude. You lose yourself in the pursuit of her. She's just going to lead you to the end of the relationship. Where like this, he's probably spent millions of dollars as a streamer. Millions of dollars on her. And then she was like, thank God I'm alive. I'm going to go find some other dick.
Yeah.
Like after all of that, years, money, time, which years and time, but it's like, bro, you put all this effort into her, and then she's like, I need to find myself in other men,
Yeah.
like this,
now,
like I said.
Now we're gonna get the comment. I can already see them typing. What should he have done then? In your opinion, what should he have done? So he met her. It was great. They got engaged. Then she had cancer. He gave everything up to help her out. And then once she was on her way. Then, you know, he helped her build a career and all this kind of stuff. What do you think he could have changed that would have changed this outcome, in your opinion?
That's a good one. So the idea is not necessarily that he did anything wrong, because at the end of the day, he can definitely walk away from this and say he's a fucking proud man for essentially helping save her life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He gave her the funding. He stayed with her. He made her life pretty much possible. You know what I mean? The streaming, all the stuff that he built for her, right? So, like, it's not like he's an incapable man or anything of that nature, right? You just got to be very, very sure of the outcomes that you want in life and that you're cultivating that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't want the relationship to end, you can't do exactly what you did there, right? Because you signed up for the relationship to end by putting your needs on the back burner, right? At this point, I would say, hey, you fucking make as much money as possible doing Valorant or whatever you were doing, winning tournaments, and then support her that way, right? Where it's like you're not necessarily spending your time and effort there, but at least the financial being is there, you know what I mean? Where she's like, she's still getting her treatments or whatever the case may be. You're supporting her, right? But she's still got to understand to have that. She's got to give to you, you know what I mean? It seems, I would say in most of this, I get it, she had cancer, right? She probably didn't have much to give. But at the same time, she also felt like at the end, she owed him nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it just seemed more so in the realms of he was rewarding her for her being her, and she took that and ran. Where it's like, well, I don't really know who I am because I never had to do anything for all the stuff that you gave me. You know what I mean?
He just gave it up all for free.
See,
my personal thing is, I think he did great up until he gave her a streaming career. That's where he shouldn't have done that. Because it's one of those things where I think he did everything right. He gave up, you know, his Valorant thing. He gave up tournaments. He put his career on the back burner. He took care of her. He got her out of remission, all that good stuff. I think he did amazing into that. The part I think where he fucked up big time was giving her a streaming career. Yeah. And the reason for that is because it exposed her to far more better than him.
Right.
And once she was exposed to that far more better than him, that's where exactly what you said. She was just like, I owe this nigga nothing.
Yeah.
I owe him nothing. This is a new chapter in my life. I'm starting all over.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that guy and everything that he did for me. And we look at it like, are you...
Yeah.
You wouldn't be alive without this man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I would have kind of kept her right where she was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have kept her right where she was, where it's like I'm doing everything. I'm taking care of everything, paying all the bills. If cancer comes back, it's all good. Like now, instead of traveling and doing tournaments, I'm at home and I'm streaming, making money. You can come on my streams every once in a while. We hang out, we have fun, but I'm the sole breadwinner. I'm the sole face of, you know, my platform and everything like that. The moment you gave her a platform, that's when she saw everything that was out there and was like, oh, I can do better.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much better than what I have. That's why she gave that like shitty ass response of, oh, I don't really know myself. And, oh, I got to really like find who I am. And nah, bro, because if you would have just kept her right there, she would have known like, oh, this is where I'm meant to be. This is what I'm meant to be doing. This is what I got to be doing, because you would then give her purpose, but you gave her far too much freedom, bro.
Yeah.
And she took that freedom and fucking ran with it. So again, that's what I think about it. I think that was a critical point where he fucked up. Yeah. I get it, wanting to give your girl, you know, her own platform and do her own thing and all that. I get that. But I think in today's world, women are far too glorified online. And the moment you put your girl online, bro, and you're feeding her to the sharks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most of the time I feel like they just let themselves get fed on by the sharks because women enjoy the attention.
Yeah.
You know, not knowing that attention is really going to bite them in the ass, metaphorically, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like, I guarantee you for her, she's never going to find a love like that ever again.
Nope.
all these guys that she's gonna date and meet and talk to and all that kind of stuff, bro, they're gonna want to fuck her, and that's that.
Yeah.
They might give her a little bit leg up on her platform, but they gonna have sex with her and be like, peace, dog.
Yeah.
Or, you know, put her in situationships, and she's gonna get to a point where she's like 30 plus, 35 plus, and she's gonna be like, oh, I can't find no good man. Oh, I had this good dude Tyson, and he was the best thing ever. He was the guy that got away. Oh man, I'm super sad about this, and that. And it's just like, bruh, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
You had it all. But again, I think that's what it is. It's like once they see that, they're like, I want it all.
Yeah.
I need it. So I think that's where you fucked up, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Honestly, yeah, like you said, I think at that point, once she had beat cancer, if he had been like, all right, I'm going back to streaming, I'm doing this shit.
Yeah,
She'd have been
yeah.
like, damn, dude, like I got like support him in every way possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Support me. She would be there to make food.
Yeah.
She'd be there to, you know, help me with my schedule.
Yeah.
She'd be there to make sure like things are organized, the house is good, while I'm making the money.
Yeah.
And she would look at it like, yes, this is my purpose. Is help my man
Yeah.
be there. Like he helped me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like what you were saying,
Yeah.
where he kept just giving to the point where she was just like, oh, he ain't asking for shit back, so I don't owe him nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't owe him shit. Instead of putting her then in that position of like, okay, look, now that I helped you, I got you to a place where you are stable and you can live life again. Now I need you to help me.
Yeah.
I need you to help me with the streaming thing. When I'm streaming long hours, I need you to cook me some food. When I'm streaming long hours, you know, and I need things scheduled, I need things done around the house, whatever the case may be, I need you to take care of those things. So that way I can create an income for us and we can keep this lifestyle. And she would have totally understood that. She totally would have been like, you know what, babe, you're right. You're right. That's what I need to do for you. Okay, if that's what I need to do, that's what I'm going to do for you. Like, but again, you know, he just kept giving. And like you said,
Yeah.
you know, she was just like, I don't want this nigga nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
I'm gonna find myself because
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
All right. So these next videos, it's going to be pretty much for you. I'm going to have you react to 2 videos. All right.
All right.
Now, the videos are the same premise. It is that you are out with your girl and some dude comes and hits on your girl. Okay. Now, both these guys are going to act in different ways. And I want you to see if you can differentiate which way, or be able to at least, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say like how do you think a guy should go about this? Do you think they should go about it the way the first guy did, or go about it the way the second guy did?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna watch both videos, and then we'll have you respond to them. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Cool. Let's do it.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are
You look very pretty.
you? Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. I want you to pay attention to what this guy does when his woman gets approached by another man. Is that your brother?
No, that's my boyfriend.
Oh! I just thought you looked cute. I'm not gonna lie, like,
Thank
my
you.
bad.
I mean,
You feel me? I can still get your number?
you're not gonna say nothing?
You can say it's you. It's you.
I mean,
Yeah.
so you don't care? Like, he's talking to me, you're not gonna say nothing?
Most guys would jump up, start lashing out. That's my woman. Back the fuck up. But no, why waste your breath? Instead, he does something every man should do. Let her choose. I
He's asking for my number and you're not saying anything.
I'm waiting for you to say something.
No, you're the man. You're supposed to say something.
I'm supposed to say something right now?
You're the man.
What if I wasn't there?
Honestly, like,
Okay.
you can get my number. Don't worry about him.
Okay, here you go. What if I wasn't here and he got his answer? She would fold right there on the spot if he wasn't there in the first place. Listen, if she really liked him, she'd run her ass behind her man, letting the other guy know she is loyal. She has someone.
All right. So we got that one. Then we're gonna do this one.
Hey, buddy. Hi. Up here. Wow.
Hi. What's your name?
Evelyn,
Aiden. Pleasure.
nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh, nice to meet you. I was looking at all these dogs. I thought they were so cute. There's one in particular. It had like a gray coat on the bottom, and then like a darker gray like up top. Well, it was actually this one. I'm not like calling you a dog. I'm being respectful. I just think you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is this your cousin that you brought along?
Boyfriend. Close.
Oh, boyfriend. You chose him?
Yeah.
This wasn't like an arranged...
Shows each other.
Okay, this wasn't like an arranged relationship?
No, it wasn't forcible.
Okay. Okay, well that was sort of like my next guess because you don't really look comfortable in your own skin at the moment. I mean, you're next to a beautiful gal. I mean, how can you just be so stiff?
Pretty flexible.
Okay. Well, anyway, so listen. Here's what I was thinking, because I want to get straight to the chase. Okay, what do I talk about? All right. So, like, do you like astrology?
Yeah, I like astrology.
Are you? What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Not a Libra.
Goes really well with Libras, Leos.
Oh, Libra and Leo. I think you should Leo her alone. Leave her alone.
I think you should Leo bus alone.
Hey, listen. Is he insecure? I'm just trying to make conversation.
Sometimes.
Okay, listen. Relax, bro, Chacho. Okay. Okay, I can't talk about Five Nights at Freddy's.
He doesn't have to be nice about your fucking astrology.
What do you think of Taylor Swift?
Okay, let's talk about Taylor Swift. Okay, why are you talking back to him about Taylor fucking
Okay, hold on. What's your name, buddy?
Jack, nice to meet you.
Jack?
Your name? Yeah.
My name's Aiden.
Nice to meet you.
Anyway, I'm gonna get straight to the point. Can I just get your telephone number?
No. Absolutely not. I don't want you to answer that one.
Wait. Let her speak for... Listen, we're pretty close to having to ask an employee to just put her in a frickin' cage. Because you're treating her like she's an animal.
What?
Don't you agree? Say it again. I can't hear you.
I agree.
Yeah.
What do you mean you agree?
Hey, listen, buddy. Let me talk to you really quick. So I don't know if you're getting a little bit upset. They do have some chew toys here if you're getting a little bit angry. You know what? How about this? How about I just get your Discord? Because then I can just hit you up and we can play video games together. Wait.
He's being nice. He's having a conversation.
All right.
Perfect. Excellent.
All right. So, based on those two videos, which guy do you think handled it best?
I think it's very clearly dude number 2. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, dude number 1. Obviously, you let the girl make the decision. If she don't choose you, then, oh well, fuck it. You know what I mean? No one wants a boyfriend that's there like, I'm trying to think of a good example because the idea is if you have so much of something, right? Like you think about it like with money, time, like whatever the case may be, whatever you have a plethora of, right? If you're fucking hoarding it, you're like hoarding it, you're trying to fucking protect it at all costs, you're just gonna, 1, run yourself into the ground, and 2, you're probably not a very respectable person. You know what I mean? Like there's not too many people where like, I say it's like the same scenario where it's like, hey, I go out and like someone's like, oh dude, like that's a nice watch, like can I see your watch? You're like, no, it's mine, don't look at my watch. Like, all right, brother, like what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like what, I could go down to the store and probably buy the exact same watch. You know what I mean? Like what are you so uptight about? Whereas a fucking actual dude of, not to say women are objects, but the idea is dude number 1, right, was like, yeah, dude, it's a fucking watch, right? If you're able to fucking steal it or whatever the case may be, you can just go get another watch. They're a dime a dozen. Like, obviously, I'll protect my watch if I feel like it's threatened, right? If you come up to me like, hey, I'm going to steal your watch. Okay, yeah, like, I'll defend myself. But if you steal it from, like, in front of me and, like, I wasn't paying attention or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to, like, freak out and be like, oh, fucking, like, guy number 2 where he's like the Fortnite fucking weirdo is not even like straight up like, oh yeah, dude, like she's so hot, like let me be disrespectful, like, you know what I mean? Like they're just having a normal conversation and you're stepping in the way, trying to like impose where you're like so scared, like this is this is scary, you know what I mean? It's like so it's like when children have their favorite toy, right? Other kids come around, they're like, I don't want them playing with my toy. I'm like, okay, I get it. No one said anything about your toy, like, relax, it's all yours, As well as that you understand that kid is just missing something. You know what I mean? They have their toy already. It's theirs. No one's saying anything different. But they feel threatened, and that's just an internal sign of having insecurity by like other people existing. You know what I mean? So my point is, if you're a dude and another dude is able to take your girl, she was never your girl in the first place. Whereas on the other side, if you're trying so hard to defend your girl, like you just can't stand it, you want to make sure like no one else could ever even shoot their shot, you're just making yourself look weak because you're showing that you don't have internal fortitude. You know what I mean? So what objectively, like they said in the first one, should have happened is dude comes up, you're very cute. She's like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I have my man right there. Everything's taken care of. We're good. That's it. You know what I mean? The dude shouldn't have to say anything, as well as you shouldn't get pissed off and upset that another dude wants your girl, because that's just how things go. You know what I mean? Like, you have a Ferrari, you have a Lamborghini, you have whatever. If someone else wants it, you're not going to be like, oh shit, dude, like they want a Lamborghini too, like, oh, I gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna puff up, try to hurt someone because, like, dude, that'd be dope if I had your Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You just fucking know, you trust within yourself, like, hey, I made the right decision, this girl's right for me. And if she's not, she's showing herself by, you know, engaging with the dude. So you gotta just have that trust in yourself. These are prime examples of either having trust in yourself or not. Fuck what the girl does.
You don't think that neither of them did anything right? Like you would say, because, like, so you think, like, the first guy was probably the way guys should go about it majority of the times, right?
Yeah, I think all the time, unless, like, your girl's getting uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like, all the time, like, if they're just having a conversation, whatever, talk about it. You know what I mean? That's fine.
Yeah.
If she chooses to do something that's not morally right, that's her fucking choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She should choose you in every situation. Whereas with this one, right, with the Fortnite kid, like, there was not anything implicitly wrong until he was like, yeah, like let's stay in contact. We could play video games or whatever, right? That to me is like a red flag from the girl, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, don't talk to her, like, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, dude, like, if you guys want to talk, have a good time, do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at that point, we're not gonna be fucking together. That's for true. You know what I mean?
I see your perspective, but honestly, I'm actually gonna go with guy number 2 up into a point, and the reason why I go with guy number 2 is because guy number 1 didn't show protector qualities at all. Now, the thing is a lot of women look for security, protection, and provision in relationships. They look for those things. And so when another man comes up to them and is talking to them, my man is right there, they kind of expect some sort of, like, either you stand by my side or you stand near me just in case we don't know what this guy's going to do. We don't know if he's trying to hit on me, if he's trying to talk to me, if he's trying to fucking grab on me. We don't know. So I need you in that protector mindset in the beginning, and I think that's what he did, and that's what I was kind of glad about it. Now, here's where, like, the second guy went wrong. She made her choice. It's a thing where I think you do that up into a point. You're like, nah, hey man, no, we ain't doing this. Hey babe, come on, let's go. Like, we're going. But if your girl then decides, no, let's stay, all this and that, okay, cool. You decided you wanted to be here. I already said let's go. I'm going. If you don't want to come with me, it is what it is, bro. You chose where you want to be. And I think that is when you then do what the second guy did, where you let her choose. But I think you have to have that protector mindset first. And if your girl doesn't, like, choose you in that moment, then I think she's made her choice, and you then back off and be like the first guy, where you're like, nah, I'm letting you choose. And this is what you chose. It's because, again, I think the first guy, the fact that off jump, he was just like, she looked at him like, nigga, for real? Like, you're not gonna at least stand by my side. You're not at least gonna be like, hey, yo, you know what I mean? Because the thing is like, you have to be able to show that protector thing in body language. You got to be able to kind of assert that dominance in a way where it's not overt like the first video. The first video, I think that was the wrong way to step in the middle of a random guy and your girl. That was wrong because he just immediately started blowing up and getting mad and this and that. No. That's not how you do that. That's not exhibiting like protection and security to your woman. That's just being crazy and being weird. But by you standing next to your girl, you know what I mean, staring homeboy down, letting him know, hey, nah, man, like, she with me, bro. You know what I mean? But you don't have to say that. You do that through your body language. And again, if I say as the man, all right, babe, nah, let's go. We ain't entertaining this. And she's like, no, it's okay. Like this girl did. All right, then you made your choice. Like old bro said, he was like, you let her choose because you're still giving her the option to choose regardless. But it's the thing of old girl gave him the number because she was just like, oh, well, since you're not going to show any protection or any provision, cool, I'll give this guy my number then. All right, you ain't gonna claim me. You ain't gonna show that you're protecting me. Fine. This guy will probably show me that he claims me and protects me because whether you like it or not, women want to be claimed. Women want to be, owned in a way. They want that. They want that by their man, whether they admit it or not. Like, I don't give a shit what women say. I give a shit about what they do. And women want to be claimed. It's why they want the title of being their girlfriend. It's why they want a relationship, not a situationship. It's why when they're fucking with you for an extended period of time, they want commitment out of the guy. They don't want to just, because guys, we could sit in a situationship all day long. We could be fucking on a girl, not give her commitment. It is what it is. But for a woman, they can't do that for a very long time. They're going to get to a point where they're like, okay, I need commitment out of this dude. I need that protection provision because I'm not getting that bare minimum because that's how they see it. They see protection and provision as that bare minimum. They're like, if I'm not getting that, why am I here? Why am I in this relationship? So if you can't even exhibit that with your body language, yes, she's going to then fold immediately. But again, if you do what the second guy was doing, you're like, nah, hey man, we ain't doing that. Nah, babe, hey, we're going. And if your girl doesn't follow suit, cool, you made that choice. That's where she made the choice. That you obviously want to be here. I'm going to leave you where you want to be. And I'm going to go. But I think where the second guy went wrong is that he took it too far. And it's like, bro, you're like you said with the watch. It was one of those things where it's like, it's cool if somebody's just like, oh, you have a really nice watch. But then when you're like, all right, man, cool, it was good seeing you, and they push like, no, let me see it. It's okay for you to be like, nah, bro, I'm going, I'm up out of here. You know what I mean? And so that's why I say neither of them, I think, were all the way correct. I think they just had it half right. And so again, that's why I'm like, I agree with the second dude a little more than I agree with the first guy.
I mean, I wouldn't, but like that's the thing, right? I wouldn't take an approach as like inherently a threat. You know what I mean? Like when I'm out with like my family, right? I like to keep them in my field of vision so that way I can see what's going on. I can see if people are approaching, whatever the case may be, right? They also know that if something starts to go awry, they get behind me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have to like corral them and like gather them up, you know what I mean? So in the event that they are approached, they feel uncomfortable, they're gonna be like, oh, let me walk around, get behind him because now I feel weird, right? And then I start doing the talking. I'm not gonna be like, hey, yeah, dude, that's actually my wife, what do you need? Because there's no need for that, you know what I mean? Like, she can have conversations with random people, whatever the case may be, and then if it's no threat, it's like, for me, especially when, like, I have this perspective more so because when I was doing door-to-door, right, you knock on someone's door, and then people are like, well, you just never know who's knocking at your door. And I'm like, okay. You never know who you're going to pass by in the grocery store. You don't know who you're going to pass by on your way to the bus stop. You never know. But are you going to be fucking on, like, cautious and, like, I have protection, I'm protected. You know what I mean? Like, every time you pass someone that's in your vicinity or whatever, like, yeah, keep your head on a swivel. Like, oh boy was like, he was just looking. He was like, oh shit, is that a threat? Oh no, he's just talking to her. Like, no, I'm not her brother. I'm her boyfriend. Do you want to give him your number? Yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could see the approach is fine for me, right? The approach is fine because I'm like, whatever, dude. You know, like, let's see how this plays out. It's like I said, it's that flip for me is when if she starts to get uncomfortable, or she's like, no, like, I don't really like any of this. Like, you're getting too close, whatever the case may be. Then that's where I'm like, all right, I can protect her now. Or she needs protection now, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
I would
say
pushing
pushing boundaries.
I would say it's got to come from the insistency, though. Like if the approach is, all right, cool, because I agree with you on that. I agree with the like approach, because even the second video guy, he wasn't mad at the approach. He was kind of just standing there, observing, seeing what was going on. Then when he saw the guy get insistent, that's I think when he stepped in and was like, all right, hold up, man, like you're going a little too far. Like it's cool to compliment her. It's cool to like, have like civil short discourse. But once you get insistent and you're trying to like get deeper into my girl's life, that's when I think I need to step in. And I think that's where the first guy went wrong, where it's like, cool, you can call my girl beautiful and all that, but the moment you ask for her number, that's when I need to step in and be like, hey, babe, we're going. Babe, we're going. Because a woman is never going to show like on her face or even through her body language in that moment that she's uncomfortable. She kind of looks at it like the man needs to know when I'm uncomfortable, when this gets to that point. And I would think that they would want you to do it even before that. And so that's why I say you use your body language to just kind of incite that. You step by your girl, you stand next to her. Or even in front of her if you have to. I just think once it gets insistent, I agree with you with the whole, like, if they walk up, it ain't a threat like that. Because if you're thinking about it like, oh, you always got your head on a swivel, that's crazy.
Right.
But I do agree with you. Like, if he's just walking up to her, oh man, you're really beautiful, and then they have just a casual conversation, whatever. All right, I ain't got nothing wrong with that. But when you get insistent with shit, asking for a number, trying to get to know her more, trying to do all this stuff, that's when I think I need to step in and be like, hey, we're setting some boundaries,
Like, I could see what you're getting at, right? Where that's what I'm saying, where you start to see that switch of like uncomfortability, where, like, case in point, like if my wife was approached, she'd be like, oh yeah, like, no big deal, whatever, who cares? But then if they're like, oh yeah, dude, like, can I get your number? She'd be like, more than likely she'd be like, yeah, you could get like his number if you wanted to like ever fucking get in contact about, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, like her first question would be like, why? And like, oh, just to keep in contact or whatever. It's like, well, no, like, I don't need that, so why the fuck would I do that? And then if he's like, oh, well, Instagram, like, don't you want, like, well, my wife's not on social media, so you couldn't get her social medias. And then for the phone number, like I said, if it was like, oh yeah, like we could like go out sometime, whatever, she'd be like, I don't fucking go out like that, because without him, I'm not going anywhere. So it's one of those things where I know I wouldn't have to worry, but then if he's like, oh, come on, like, you can give your number, or like we could be friends or whatever, then it's like, all right, dude, now you're not respecting the no. You know what I mean? Whereas beforehand, if like they're just like having a conversation and then he's like, I run a floral business, like I could shoot you some price info, and then he's like, let me get your number. Then it's like, yeah, sure, cool, that's fine. And even if that's like a ploy for him to get his way in, she's gonna figure that out and be like, oh yeah, that was just a ploy, yeah, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's no big deal for me. I'm never gonna be like, let me step in between until it's like an actual issue. And like I said, dude, like my kids, my wife, they know, like, once they get uncomfortable, they just back away, like behind me or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get it, but at the same time, you got to understand we're talking to a wide audience of people who may not have that dynamic in their relationship. Right, a lot of guys don't have that kind of I guess a lack of harsher words. They don't have that type of submission in their girl. They just don't. They and so the thing is they need to be able to exhibit those kind of things. And then there's a lot of guys who are young. They're 22, 23 in relationships with girls that they barely got by the fucking skin of their teeth. You know what I mean? And these guys don't have these qualities. And so that's why, like, I wanted to go through these videos, because it really shows the lack of like men's inability to step into their masculinity because they don't want to be perceived as toxic. And it's like, for me, I much rather be a toxic male and protect, you know, like protect things that are important to me versus just like sitting on the sidelines and being just like, oh, well, you know, I'll let her choose. And oh yeah, because I think that's mad submissive, that he just sat there and was just like, oh no, if you give him the number, it's whatever. Like, bro, that is mad fucking submissive. That shows to me that you just put yourself under this man that just walked up to your girl. Like, you literally were like, oh my God, oh yeah, go ahead, bro, go ahead.
Nah,
like,
I don't think so, because the phrase, if you love something, let it go. If it's truly meant to be yours, it'll come back, I think is exactly where he's going with that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? You don't hold a death grip on whatever you have, right? And to speak on your point, though, I see what you're saying, where, like, if they're being insistent, right, more times than not, you're probably going to have to be like, all right, brother, like, she said no, you got to respect that, you know?
Yeah.
That's why, like, speaking from my perspective, I couldn't do that, the first one, or I couldn't see how the first one was too wrong, because, like I said, my wife would not do that, right? Like, it wouldn't be a scenario where she's like, "You're not protecting me. I'm gonna give him my number." You know what I mean? It's one of those things where if you have a girl that's like waiting for you to do some shit like that, right? If she's like, "Nah, like, we're good, I'm chilling," I need to hear that first before I do anything. You know what I mean? Because, or even speaking away from myself, right? You should hear that first before you do anything. If she says no, or if she wants you to make the decision for her, then that's what the problem is. Because, like he said, without him there, you're not there to make the decision for her, so she could do whatever the fuck. And that's why I think it was probably important for him to sit back and watch, because at the end of the day, without him there, if she would be too unsure to make a decision, or she wouldn't make the same decision that while he was around, then she's not really for him in the first place. And he watched it unfold, which was the right thing to do, right? Now, if she had said no, right, and as well as for any dude, if your girl says no, then you back her up, right? But if she's like, well, I don't know, what do you think? Then it's like, all right, well, that doesn't sound like you actually need support in what you like your decision, because you haven't even made a decision, you know?
Okay, I put the whole, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back to you, then it's truly yours. I put that in the same box as happy life, happy wife. Reason being is because if I love something and I decide to let it go, I don't want it back. It's not something that's meant for me. It's gone for a reason. It's never going to come back. And I look at that in everything in life, where it's just, if you lose something, you lost it for a reason. There was a good reason, whether it was a lesson learned or it was something you were never meant to have. It was something that was short-lived. It's just, you never want it back, because when it comes back, all it does is put you back in the place that you were before when you had it. All the growth that you did, all of the working on yourself and all that, bro, all that is out the window because you decided to take this person back. You decided to bring this negative energy back into your life. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it ever. I think that is something that is a romanticized and overused saying that has very positive connotations, but it has negative results. And so that's why I look at it like, I'm going to step in and say, and use my body language to be like, hey, bro, this is my girl. But I'm still letting her make that decision, because I don't think that women want to make that decision. They don't want to. It's why she looked over to.
They don't want to make any decision.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's why I'm saying, for what men should do is make that decision for her. Now, I understand when you're saying, what if I'm not there and she can't make that decision? Well, the thing is if she decides to get her number, then I would want to see what happens afterward. Are you texting dude? Are you doing all this kind of stuff? Or did you come back to me and being like, oh, this guy gave me his, or this guy came up to me, I felt really uncomfortable. And so, I ended up giving him my number, but I blocked him or whatever. Now, it's one of those, like, what's more realistic? Is your girl going to come to you and tell you that, she gave her number out in duress? Or is she going to just not say anything? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think more times than not, in the majority of relationships, she's not going to say anything. And I get that's why a lot of people look at it like, oh no, I'm just gonna let her choose, blah blah blah. I get that sit back mentality, but me, I rather do everything that I can in my power first, and then if I still lose her, I still lose her. It is what it is, bro. I tried. I did what I could do. I think a lot of guys put themselves in positions where, they will be in a situation where they're like, fuck man, if I would've, I should've. And they didn't, and that's why they lost that girl, or that's why they lost what they lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. To the point of like, if you love something, let it go. I don't think that it essentially means you let it go and you lose it, right? I think that's more so you let. I can't think of the phrase right now, but you let it live and be what it is, and if it returns to you, right? Like, aka, my children are gonna grow up and do whatever, right? And I could be the dad where I'm like, you gotta stay close to me, you gotta stay in the same state, you gotta be under my protection in order for me to feel comfortable, because I love you, right? Like, I love you so much, I don't want you going away from me and following your dreams because I can't protect you and if you're too far, or whatever the case may be, where it's like, you let them go, you let them be out in the world, where it's like, if they choose, they'll choose, where it's like, I have full faith and confidence that my children will choose to do what's best for their safety and their well-being, right? So if they feel they can go out into the world and handle themselves, then I've done my job, right? As well as if they feel like it'd probably be better to stay closer to home because dad's so, whatever, right? Dad can protect me. Dad has this. Dad has whatever. Then that's also their choice. You know what I mean? Like, but you let them choose versus insisting upon it, where it's like the same thing for like a woman, if you have like a girl in your life and if you let her go do her dreams and then her following her dreams results in her finding another dude, well, it was never fucking yours. You know what I mean? There was just an opportunity for her to stay with you and have you provide some stuff, and then she found like better in her mind. Whereas if she goes out, follows her dreams, and comes back, right, every day and doesn't get swooned because she loves you, then it's like you let it go and it came back. It's not like losing. That's losing something where you're like, we broke up and you wanted to come back. That's not the same thing, right? Like, obviously you can love someone, feel like you're not meant for each other, and then leave, and then split apart and then never return. That's different. You know what I mean? Or she can come back and try to get back with you but be the same. That's different, right? That's not the same as like, oh, I loved you, thanks for coming back. You know what I mean? It's like we're not meant to be together. I'm letting you go because you're not good for me, versus letting your wife or whoever go out into the world, follow her dreams, and she doesn't go out and like cheat and do other shit.
I get that. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, even if, say I was in a relationship and I let her go do what she's going to do, I'm going to trust a woman to be a woman. Being honest with you, I'm just being 1,000. Like, I'm just going to trust a woman to be a woman. And it's going to be a thing where it's like, if you're deciding to choose, going away, far away and doing what you got to do, I want you to choose that 100%. I don't want you to come back. I don't want you to come back to me. I don't want none of that. Because, again, she is making a choice. She is making a choice to then go out. She's choosing her dreams over our relationship, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to choose your dreams over our relationship, fantastic. I want you to do that. But I don't want you to come back. I want to move on from that then. I want to find something that is then better for me. because this is not going to work out. If you're going to constantly choose your dreams over me, then this is just not going to work out. It's really not.
Well, what do you mean? Because like, I feel like you can have a woman that follows her dreams and still be happy with her. So like what would she be doing where she goes follows her dreams and she's not choosing the relationship by doing that?
I would honestly say anything. If she chooses her career over the relationship, then it's like, dude, that relationship's not going to last.
But how is furthering her career choosing her career over the relationship?
Because relationships tend to last longer when the girl likes the guy more than the guy likes the girl. And so if she's choosing her man over the career and she's choosing to have a family with that man and like choosing to be, insistent on taking care of the family and putting her career to the side, she can still do it. But she's like, I'm choosing my man and my family, or creating a family first, and then my career comes after, or it's on the side or anything like that. I think the relationship would be a lot more successful in that dynamic versus she chooses her career, goes out and does what she does. You're just kind of taking a gamble at that point. It's one of those where, like how you brought up the scenario, it's like she could go out and you're just hoping she doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? But I would argue it's high likelihood she's going to do something. And that sucks because either one, you won't know, or two, you're going to find out by somebody else, or even three, it will just end while she's out there. And you're like, oh, bro, what the fuck? But if you chose a girl that decided to choose, the relationship, choosing being with a family and then doing her career afterward, or doing her career on the side, I think the relationship would be a lot more successful.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's just a pattern I've seen when it comes to relationships and intersexual dynamics. Is just like, that seems to be more, beneficial for the relationship in a whole. Again, if women want to choose their career, that's why I say, guys, if your woman wants to choose her career and she wants to do that, you let her, and you find a girl that is going to then be just more about the relationship, family, and wanting to do that, because I just think it's going to be a lot more successful. I think a lot of women that choose career, they tend to make that their full focus, and their husband is a forethought. They're just like, oh no, I'm too tired. Oh no, I'm busy and I got this going on. And you're like, but what about me? What about my needs and this and that? You know what I mean? I just as a man, you're not going to feel fulfilled. I don't know. You can agree, not agree. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, in the patterns of intersexual dynamics, that's just what I've seen worked a lot more. So
I just think I find it interesting because it's like, inherently, right? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, you're going off to college, peace, bitch. You know what I mean? Fucking idiot. You're going to college, not like having my kids cooking and cleaning for me. Yeah, you're done. You know what I mean? Because I realize, people will want to do what they want to do. And then, later in life, you're like, you know what? Like, every woman's going to be like, yeah, dude, eventually I do want to start a family. If I can still be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever the case may be, and have a family, then I'll do that. But like, I wouldn't want to take her earlier years where it's easier to become whatever the fuck she wants to become and then have a family, or take that from her to have a family first and then her do her career, because then it's just going to be that much harder with like 2-3 kids running around, and then she's going to try to have to balance our family, studying, whatever the fucking case may be, in order to try to then have a career, which is, at that point, it sounds like you're saying like, fuck a woman having a career, Not necessarily, because I think it would be easier for her to have a career in her 30s versus having children in her 30s, if I'm being honest with you. And this is even proven, with more women being depressed, more women being on SSRIs, more women having trouble finding men that are economically attractive in their 30s. I think a lot of women choose to go the career route first and then try to have a family later, and it doesn't work out for them. And that's why I'm saying, if they get a guy, choose the family route first and then the career route later, because if you use your 20s to have a family,
be with a great guy, and he's able to give you that life where you can be a stay-at-home mom. He supports, when he can. He's paying the bills, whatever. And then when the kids are older, say they're like between the ages of 8 to 12, they're a lot older now. Then it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? You can do that. You're in a position where you can start your career, get something going, because then by the time, say she has, say her oldest kid turns 12, and like by the time she's 32, by the time she's 36, she'll have her degrees, she'll have her job, she can do those kind of things, and she can manage it back and forth because it's a lot easier now. The kids are older, they need less provisioning, all that stuff. And I think she would be a lot happier in that position versus doing it the other way around, where she gets her career and then she's making $100,000 a year. And then it's hard for her to find guys who are on that same level as her, or even better, because these guys are looking at it like, why am I going to date a girl who's got a career making $100,000 a year when I can go get a girl who is 22 and working at McDonald's? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of affluent dudes are going to choose that 22-year-old girl that's working at McDonald's over a girl who makes $100,000 a year and she's 30 years old.
Interesting.
I just think that's just how that's like honestly been proven. I think that's why a lot of women are single. I think that's why a lot of women are depressed, and they just can't find dudes. That's why they find a majority of dudes is just like they're unattractive, they're broke, they're bums, they can't do nothing. I took care of my last ex-boyfriend, so I don't know.
You let us know what you think in the comments, right? Are you on the side of like women can have careers first, then have kids later in life, or on the side of more so like you should have a family first, then start your career? Let us know in the comments.
All right. Okay. So let's get on in. Let's go ahead and skip the thread. I thought we would have time for the thread, but we ain't got time for the thread. So I'm going to get through announcements, and then we'll get to our scenario. So patreon.com/MyTheAssholePodcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. All right, if you want the doctor to read your shit, definitely let us know. Okay, YouTube membership. That is actually on the horizon. I believe by next week, I should have the membership set up and ready to go for the YouTube membership. Well, I should. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that everything goes right and we are able to get that membership up for you guys. All the content that is going to be on Patreon will be on the membership, so you'll get that plus more. Michael and I are actually going to be working on some exclusive content for the membership as well. So if you do sign up for that, it's going to stay the same price. It's going to be $3 a month too. It's not going to change. So if you are a Patreon member, you can cancel that and move over to YouTube if that's what you want to do. I just know and understand that YouTube is a more used platform than Patreon is, so I want to be able to be available for both of you guys. If you're a Patreon lover, got you. It's over there. If you're more of a YouTube lover, it's over there, and you can get that exclusive content. So it's just giving you guys more options. Audio listeners, thank you guys for all of the support. I appreciate you guys so much for downloading the episodes every week, coming out, hanging out with your boys, and doing all the good stuff. Keep downloading the episodes. Rate us 5 stars on your preferred platform. And if you want, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Follow our boy over here, Mike Life 333, for job inquiries and advice and all the other stuff that he does down there. Definitely check him out. Links are down in the description. Is there anything you wanted to talk about as far as what you got going on or anything like that?
No, it's all good. I've been receiving like the DMs and stuff like that, so we're good. Okay, all right. So love you guys. Let's move on into our scenarios for today. So our first one is, am I overreacting? Would this make you break up with someone? Oh, so they're asking you a question that would this make you break up with someone? Okay, I've watched my camera footage over and over again. Just don't see a way that I'm wrong or misunderstanding. But I'd like your opinion. Okay.
My ex-husband came to pick up our kids for the weekend yesterday. When he walked in the door, he said there was a big pregnant moose standing right in front of my garage when he pulled up. But she walked around the side of the house. So I said, I'm going to look out the garage door to see if she left kids before walking outside to leave. My current boyfriend, father of my 2-year-old, said, don't open that door. It'll be right there and kick your ass. Okay. The second door shut behind me. Ex-husband started laughing and sarcastically said, that'd be a real shame, huh? Boyfriend started laughing so hard his body was bouncing and said, maybe not. I'm not saying nothing to that. I'm out of it. And kept laughing. I'm mad and disappointed that I can't even walk out of the room in my house without these men joking and laughing about a moose stomping me out. Especially in front of my kids.
Oh my god.
All right, I guess so. They're just like, damn, baby, you can't leave the room. This moose will stomp you the fuck out. Like, how hard is it to say that's not funny? So am I overreacting?
Yes. Jesus Christ. And
so she left her boyfriend because her boyfriend agreed with her ex-husband. Because the ex-husband was like, I guess, so the ex-husband was outside. There was a moose out there. And then the boyfriend at the time was like, hey, yo, Caroline, don't come outside because there's a motherfucking moose out here.
yeah.
And so then the ex-husband is just like, yeah, Caroline, don't come out here because this moose will stomp you the fuck out. And he's like, damn right, but I ain't going to say nothing to that.
Yeah.
And she's mad about that.
yeah.
She broke up with her boyfriend over that.
Of course.
Like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Look, I get it, right? So it is very, 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 very a lot more important in life than people think to protect your energy in your own home, right? Because by no means should you let like your ex-husband or even your family, your current boyfriend, whatever, berate you, slander you, whatever in your own home, right?
Yeah.
But when it's clearly a joke like that, right? Had it been like, no, you're a fat moose, I'm sick and tired of her being fat, that's different, right?
Facts.
I'd be like, all right, yo.
Yeah.
He don't fucking like you.
Hold up.
That'd be a low honor moment.
Yeah.
However, it was a joke about a moose stomping you out, right? And they say the reason that people get upset when it's playful banter like that is because they feel disconnected from the people around them. You know what I mean?
Do you think they got a little
emotional damage?
Definitely emotional damage, right?
Okay.
I feel like you're just not, you don't feel too connected to your boyfriend, and obviously not connected to your ex-husband, so you feel like it was an actual jab at you, and that's why you feel this way.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm sure you throw jabs at your boyfriend every now and then about like, oh, you're so clumsy, or like, oh, watch out, don't let him get the cereal because it'll spill all over the floor, or something like that.
Yeah. Something you would think like, oh, but that's meaningless. Doesn't. Yeah. It probably affects him, but he just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
It's along the same lines of like, dude, they're just joking with you, and the reason you're probably so upset is because you just don't feel that connected, where you don't have that sense of like belonging in the house, and that's why for you're like so upset, where you feel like it was an actual threat to like your character, where it's like, bro, it's just a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can make the same joke about anything, like, don't come out here because this carrot will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Or like whatever.
Yeah. Like that's like me being outside and then you calling out to oh, don't come out here because there's a moose out here to stomp you the fuck out.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, how dare I would never. Oh. Like, bro, why would you get upset? Like, he and I are laughing about it, and she's upset over it. It's like, bro, why are you mad about that? Like, we're just joking.
There's a difference, right? I've had some of my wife's friends over, right? And, you know, there's a clear difference because her friend will come over, and she's cool people. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed having her over and stuff like that. But there was just a time I had to set her straight because she was like, yeah, like, she said something about, like, I was being a little bitch or whatever. And I was like, well, first of all, you're just not going to talk to me like that in my own home, you know? It was a clear cut, like, we're not going to do that, right? We do joke around because we did, right? Like, I would joke around.
But not blatant disrespect.
Not blatant disrespect. Where I'm like, you're not going to call me a bitch in my own house, especially when my kids run around doing whatever, you know? And they both understood, like, all right, yeah, you know what? Like, you know, like, you're my friend, but don't do that to my husband. And she was like, you know what? It is your house. Like, it's probably not the best idea to just be saying that shit. Yeah, I mean, so I was like, that's fine. No, I get it. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, like if you throw some jabs and it goes the wrong way, then it's like, okay, oh shit, my bad, hold
exactly.
on, you know,
but I'm
shit.
not gonna be like,
low honor moment.
Stomp me out. What?
Yeah,
no. Yeah. I mean, like, just lighten up.
You're overreacting just a little too much. I don't think he deserved to be broken up with. It was just, you were in your feels a little bit, like and okay, devil's advocate, I guess. Do you think because the boyfriend, I guess, is like kind of tight with the ex-husband, she may feel some type of way about that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what I'm getting at with the idea of, like, you don't feel like you really belong in that dynamic.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
like
you, like, it's like the thing where, like, I saw this online where the reason that people are so charismatic, so like well liked, is because they go places and expect to be liked, expect to fit in. You know what I mean?
I see.
And so that's why they have the confidence of, like, hey, like, everyone's having a good time here, you know? And then people accept that because they're like, dude, like, he's so comfortable here and he's not a threat. Like, this is great. He or she, right? Whereas when you go to another country or whatever, if you go there and you're like, yeah, fuck, like, you know, like this religion or something like that, then people are gonna be like, even if you're joking, people are like, what the fucking outsider saying that shit here? They're gonna get mad, they're gonna be upset, you know? Whereas on the same side of the coin, right, where you go somewhere, if you feel like you belong, right, where you're like, yeah, like, everyone's having a good time, like, fuck this religion. If people are accepting you and they feel like you belong, right, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's a fucking character saying shit like that. It's clearly a joke. And that's what I'm getting at, where, like, she doesn't feel like she belongs in that same dynamic. So when they were laughing, she took that personal because
like they're laughing at me. And at the same time, though, it's like, you should know, like, you understand both of these men, I would think, to a very high degree. Like, you understand them, you know them. Obviously, one was your husband and the other is your boyfriend, so I would think you would know them, you know, to a high degree. So I would think that she would know when they're both joking.
Yeah, she probably does, but doesn't like it because she don't fuck with them. You know? Let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's
true,
one of those things, like, you probably just don't like your boyfriend or your ex-husband. And that's why you're like, dude, you know what? Dude, this pissed me off. I'm breaking up with him.
Facts.
Like, you
probably were thinking about breaking up with this dude. You just needed a reason.
Yeah. And you were like getting stomped out by a moose is. You
know you were like, oh, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Because I guarantee you, if we talked to her, she would just be like, oh, well, it's not just this. It's X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C.
Yes.
Like, he does this all the time. I think she would have a laundry list of shit. And she's just like, there's all this, and then that was just the last fucking bit.
Piece on top.
Exactly.
So.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, we think you're overreacting just for the simple fact that it was just a joke.
It was. Yeah.
It was just a joke. But I think we kind of look at it like we see the underlining of it, and we understand you were just ready to go. I mean, you were just ready to go, bro. Like, that relationship was cooked. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, interested in my new coworker. He's cute. I need advice. All right. So I started working at this new place, and we are both on the younger side. I'm not exactly sure how old he is. He is around my age anyway. I pass by him probably all of 4 times a day at work, and I want to talk to him, but I can't even say hi or bye to him. I also stalked his socials, and he did have a girlfriend. So I was like, never mind. But then they broke up. So now I'm interested again. And we make like eye contact sometimes, but I just can't find an excuse to talk to him. How should I start a conversation with him?
Directly.
You just say hi.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I'm gonna take this one, pimp.
Go ahead.
Women don't realize the power they have in conversations. All right, it's a thing where you can walk up to a guy and say hi, and he's gonna just be like, "Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah." Work has just been a lot, you know what I mean? And you're just like, work has been this and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, have you ever seen this TV show? Boom, conversation started. All because you just said, hi. He's just going to be like, oh, shit. Hey, oh, shit. Because guys don't get that from women a lot, ever, if any. Women don't just walk up to dudes and start conversations. That shit just don't happen. So if you're the type of woman that's going to walk up to him and start a conversation, yeah, it's going to startle the guy, but he's going to try to keep that conversation going. If I'm being real with you, he's going to lean into that conversation hard, because I know that is how it is for me. Whenever, in the few rare times a woman has ever started a conversation with me, I've just been like, oh shit, yeah, boy, I'm about to keep this conversation going. I want to see where this goes, So he's not going to just be like, now, maybe he might be like that because he just got out of a relationship. But if you just at least say hi, break down that barrier, and kind of just get to know him and talk to him more and stuff like that, and you guys start hanging out, texting, doing all that kind of stuff, girl, you in there like swimwear, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say for sure. Right, I would gauge his interest based off of a couple interactions, right? Because the first one may in fact startle him, and he may not know what to do, right? He may not know where to read into the situation, where like, oh, we've been coworkers. I don't really know what she has intended.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So he
yeah,
might
yeah.
be a little standoffish. Plus, he just got out of a relationship.
Facts.
So
Facts.
You might have to like he said, break down that barrier with a couple interactions. But I mean, it's very simple. You know what I mean? Like, the man will either choose you or he won't. And
yeah.
you won't have to do anything special or crazy for it, because at the end of the day, like, you are who you are, and if he doesn't rock with that, he won't, and if he does, he will. So it's like, you got nothing to worry about, where you just fucking, I mean, how many times like I go in the store and I just talk to random strangers because I see like they have like anime shit on their shirt or whatever. Like, it's just like, you find common ground, and then the conversation flows. And
or even just something in their cart.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
oh shit, I never tried that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And then like I'd practice this shit, because like with door to door especially, I had to like get like good with being quick on my feet. Where like now my favorite one is like, whenever I see like a new drink or something like that, dude, I'm like, that I haven't tried, or like someone with like a cart full of like alcohol or whatever, I'm like, oh dude, like, you got a party going on or what? And then they're like, yeah, dude, like, I actually do, like, it's whatever, like, it can go, like, multiple ways, because it's like, oh, it's a birthday party. Oh, like, who's the fucking lucky person, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Are they drinking all that by themselves or whatever, like, shit like that. And then I would just, like, practice having conversations, and then eventually I just, like, you get good at it, where it's the same thing with this gentleman, right? Like, whatever your interests are, right, if he gives a shit about you, if, like, you're cool, whatever, like, you guys can find common ground, just like, yo, dude, fucking, I don't know if he's allowed to wear shirts or whatever that, like, tell about his interests, but, like, you just...
they got, like, a dress code or something?
Yeah, like, or a uniform or whatever, but, like, you just start the job, you're like, oh, dude, like, fucking, got, like, my sales instincts kick in, but it's like, dude, like, you go up to him like, hey, like, how's your day going? Like, oh, good. It's like, oh shit, like, just the other day, like, I just visited like my mom or some shit, and it just fucking, it was like the roughest time, because she made a cobbler, and it fucking, like, we both were trying to make it, and then it didn't turn out right, and it fucking sucked, dude. Like, do you live close with your mom? Or, like, are you close with your mom? Or do you live close with, like, family around here? Or, like, do you bake? Whatever the fucking case may be, you know what I mean? You just open the door with, like, you open it with, like, fucking small talk, or like that seems meaningless, and then you use it to like pry, and then from there you guys try to go back and forth a little bit, find common ground, and from there the conversation will take off. You know
Pretty
what I mean?
much.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
super
much.
simple.
Yeah, it is, and that's why like I even gave the example of just saying hi, and he's just gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, hey, and you're
If
like,
he
how are
likes
you?
But that's the thing, right? Like, because there's definitely been like people at work where they say hi, I'm like, get the fuck away from me, dude. Like,
no, I
like,
get that,
and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, if he likes you, you'll fluster him. You'll see it. It'll go well. Right?
Well, I'm just saying that it's gonna catch him off guard, like, because not every time do you see a woman approaching a man. Yeah. Like, as a man, how many times do you get approached by a woman? You know what I mean? Even if it's just casual conversation, it's like almost next to none. It doesn't happen very often. It happens, but it doesn't happen very often. So as us guys, like, it does catch you off guard. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
what's
but that's
up?
the thing. If you had like a hot Cheeto, like fucking red finger, like loud ass, like ratchet ass girl at your work that you had seen a couple times, she comes up to you, approach you, like, oh, hey, how you doing? You're gonna be like, oh, let me keep this conversation going. Like,
well,
probably
yeah,
fucking not. Yeah,
no, but he's gonna be nice and entertain the conversation regardless, and that, you know what I mean? Like I don't.
Hopefully, you're not like one of those ratchet girls.
Hopefully
like,
not. I don't think she is, but just in case you are, like, don't be surprised if motherfucker runs away.
Yeah, I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, again, she's doing this in a work environment, so I don't think that he's gonna be standoffish. He's just gonna kind of entertain the conversation, and that's why I say, you continue. He's gonna entertain it, but I think she's gonna understand, like, later on, like you said, if he either chooses you or not. Yeah. You know what I mean? She'll kind of get on that, like, shit, he's not really putting effort into it. He's not really texting me back like that. I asked him to go to the bar with me. He didn't really get back to me, or he wasn't really that enthusiastic about it. Like, there's signs. Or he does text back fast, and he does want to go to the bar, and he seems enthusiastic about it. Like, it could go either way. Right. But I think she's got to get to that point first where it's like, regardless if homeboy likes you or not, or thinks you're weird or crazy, whatever, get to that point of being able to have contact. You guys talk to each other, and then you see out of his actions if he's gonna choose you or not. If he's texting fast, if he's texting slow. So yeah. All right, let's get on to our next one. Our next one is, am I wrong for turning off my location? I've always been the one to say, if you have to have your partner's location, then the relationship ain't gonna work. Because then you're just micromanaging your partner. And if you got to micromanage your partner, bro, it ain't really a relationship. There's no trust in that. You know what I mean? If
Emphasis
you can't have
on the have to, right? Like, if you're like, I need to know, then
exactly.
It's like, all right, bro.
Exactly.
But like, if it's like a safety thing where you have it turned on, you check it where like, oh yeah, she's on the way home. Sweet, dude, that's fine. Whatever,
I mean, I think the only time location, like having your location, is needed is if, say, oh, babe, I'm going out with my friends or whatever. Okay, babe, give me your location. And that way, just in case, you girls have too many mimosas or something, and I got to come pick you up or whatever. You do it in safety measures. But if it's like, I got to have your location 24/7, bro, that to me is like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Like, you really don't trust your partner at that point. Yeah. And if you don't got trust, there's no relationship. Yeah. It just is what it is. It's why that saying's a saying, But all right. Okay, so recently my fiance, 36 male, picked up a new fascination with data privacy. He started paying for a new encrypted email, privatizing our internet, turning off his location across all apps on his phone, amongst other things. Yeah, bro, give Frontier, my guy. They do that for you.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Extra $10 a month, sponsor, baby. No.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh shit. All right. Sorry for the shameless plug. Okay, so a couple of days ago, I realized that because he had turned off the locations on all the apps, I was no longer able to see him on Find My Friends. We've had each other's location since living together, and it's been super helpful / limits logistical back and forth when seeing if the other person is at home or running errands, etc. When I realized he could still see mine, I felt a little uneasy about the unilateral nature of it all and stopped sharing mine. I didn't like the idea of constantly having to ask where he was while he constantly could see where I was at the click of a button. It was the power dynamic I foresaw that I wanted to avoid altogether. Within a few hours of me turning off my location, he asked if I had, and I confirmed. He said why, and I explained the reasoning, and it was not well received. He said this was tit for tat behavior and childish, and that none of his other friends would have removed him. I explained that this is entirely different in that we are in a relationship. Facts. Why the fuck would you bring your friends into that? Why would you be like, oh yeah, no, I'm comparing my friends to the girl that I'm dating? Like, bro, nigga, shut up. That was a bad comparison, man. And living together, and I don't want an uneven power dynamic. He said that is not the mentality that he wants of anyone he holds close, let alone is about to marry. I even researched and proposed some apps that have E2E encryption so we could share our locations again on his terms. He wasn't having it and said it's not about the location sharing anymore. It's about the tit for tat. I generally would like to continue sharing locations. I just don't want to be the only one doing so. So am I wrong?
So I would say both y'all are fucking just being dumb about this.
Okay.
At your grown age. One, I would have had a conversation first before just turning off my location.
Exactly. That's where I was just, you took it out of my grape and said it. Because I'm like, the tit for tat, I agree with him on that.
Yeah,
that was
exactly,
kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, I get what you were coming from, but you should have said something first, because then it's like, hey, I'm feeling this way. What can we do to mitigate it?
Yeah.
Versus, like, I'm feeling this way. I'm just going to do this because, you know, I'm doing whatever. And then it's like, all right, now it's tit for tat, because it's like, I don't get your location. You're not getting mine. Instead of like, you know, I don't really know what the intentions are behind me not having your location and you having mine, so let me have a conversation about this. Where it's like, I get how you felt, but you didn't express it first. So that's why I'm like, yeah. And then for him to be like, no, it's not about the location anymore, it's about the tit for tat, where it's like, all right, now he's not dropping it, and I feel like he's clinging on to that, where it's like, all he would have had to say, all I would have said was, dude, that app sounds fantastic. We can definitely do that because we can have each other's location again. However, if this tit for tat thing is going to continue, that's not something I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Where, you know, you get that one problem of the location solved, and then you readdress the tit for tat versus, now I'm not hearing anything you have to say, you know, because, I get it. Like, for you, right? Wait, they're engaged, yeah, or something like that.
I think they're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh no, my fiance.
They're engaged, right? So if you guys had agreed, like, yeah, we'll know each other's location for all these XY reasons, right? One, I feel like he should have thought about that before he had these apps that blocked your location, his location, stuff like that, and then it expressed to you like, hey, I'm changing things up. Because we're going to be married, it would make more sense for you to get on the same wavelength, so that way I don't get tracked with your activity, you know? But like, that's another conversation for you guys to have, because I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But I don't think you were like, what was her original question? Overreacting, or?
She said that she said, am I wrong for turning off my location? And we kind of answered that.
Yeah, you're wrong in this scenario because you didn't speak up first.
Yeah, you're wrong because you could have easily saw that and then had a conversation with him. Hey, why can't I see your location and you can see mine? What's up with that?
Yeah.
And he could have easily been like, oh, shoot, okay, you know, I didn't know that what was going on. Or it could have been a thing, well, babe, since that's a concern of yours, I can find a way to where we can then share our location again. Like, I think he would have been a problem solver in this situation. I don't think it was a fact that he was doing this maliciously or in a power dynamic like you claim. I just think you kind of overthought that and jumped to conclusions. You were just like, oh, he wants a power dynamic and he wants to have this and I don't, and oh my god, I came to fuck this guy, I'm gonna just do this. You know, who did he think he is? You know what I mean? God. Like, you jump to conclusions so quick and you jump to like that anger so fast instead of just like, what the heck is going on? Like, let me talk to him. You know, hey, what is going on? Why can I see your location but you can't see mine? Or, you know, whatever. And so again, that's where you're wrong, because this could have all just been squashed over a conversation. And that's why I agree with him, where it's just like, bro, if you're going to keep doing this tit for tat shit, like, nah, man. Yeah. Nah, I don't want to have to deal with that, because I want to be able to trust that my partner can communicate with me if there's something wrong. She's not just going to go do some shit. Like, say you see him out with a coworker, right? And this is a thing where they're having like a business lunch meeting, but you take it as like, oh, he's cheating on me. And then you go, you go fuck some dude.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
The empath
shit. You go fuck some dude or whatever. And you're just like,
you were going to cheat on me, so I did it first.
Yeah, like, oh, I saw you with her. That was a work lunch meeting.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And you go and cheat on me. So again, that's obviously an extreme, but it's a possibility. And that's the thing. It's like, if this continues on and it gets to that extreme, bro, you're gonna fuck yourself up, and you don't want to do that. So again, communication, people. Let's talk.
Yeah. And that's why I would say, especially on the idea of like, you know why his location is off, because he went into like this frenzy of trying to protect his data. That's why you couldn't see his location. Mm-hmm. He has no idea why your location is off, because you didn't reciprocate by getting the same software, whatever the case may be. Yeah. So it's like, you just turned off your location. God knows you could have been like, you know what, I'm going to fuck someone else. Let me turn my location off. You know what I mean?
Like, like, what do you think he was thinking?
No idea what the fuck you were thinking.
Yeah, he looks at his phone and it's like, boop. And he's like, where's she at?
Yeah.
Hey, where you at? Oh, I turned my location off because you turned yours off. Babe, we could have talked about this. Oh, well, you want this power dynamic. And I'm just like, that frustrates a man, bro.
That shit is absolutely frying me, dude. She's like, she realized, like, I can't see his location. Power dynamic. No! Like, what the fuck?
Said, power dynamic, fuck this guy. Fuck him. Like, bro, she was just, I'm like, and you want to know what it probably was? She probably went to her friends, bro. She went to her friends like, oh my God, Stacy, guess what? Like, he turned his location off and I still got mine on. She was like, girl, yeah, girl, he's over here trying to change the power dynamic so he can control you, and ain't nobody gonna control you, girl. Fuck that thing. No, turn that shit off. Turn that shit off, bitch, right now. She's like, you damn right, I'm gonna turn that shit off. Fuck you. Like, bro,
dude, just have a conversation. Like, I know we're making fun of you now, but
yeah,
it's like,
I know. My bad. Okay, we went too far.
Why the fuck you didn't just like, oh, dude, that's weird. Let me talk to him really quick.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah, just talk to him next time, okay?
Talk to him.
Just talk to him. I'm sorry.
Simple songs.
All right, we're sorry we laughed, but it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
But, women being empowering is funny.
Yeah, it's a little bit low honor for us.
Oh, yeah. All right, we take that one. Low honor. Oh, shit. Tip our hat to that one. Okay. You guys let us know what you think about it in the comments. All right, on to our next one. Just found out she cheated during a full year. Bro, relationship. All right, me 29 and my ex 30 just had a baby back in September. We both had trust issues since early on in the relationship.
You stupid.
The fuck are y'all having a baby for?
What the hell?
What are you having a baby for if you got trust issues? What kind
He was
of...
like, I don't trust you.
But,
Let's get a baby.
Yeah, let's have a baby. It's gonna fix everything.
Oh my hell, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
What are you doing, man?
Get your goddamn ugly ass.
Bruh, nah. This relationship, bro. This relationship is just gonna fall to pieces, man. It's over, son. All right. Let's just read this shit. All right. I knew of an ex of hers that tried to keep in contact with her a few times. I saw incoming calls from him, bruh. That's crazy. She always had an excuse, but it would check out. We've only been living together since the kid was born, and things were going well. We've looked through each other's phone before, and I've never seen anything too suspicious. But just a day ago, I had a realization that maybe she hasn't cheated on me anytime recently, but I wanted to know if early on she might have. Her and her only sister are extremely close. They share everything to each other. So when I had a chance to look at her phone, I opened her messages to her sister and scrolled all the way back to 2023. Bruh. If you gotta do all this, okay, the relationship is cooked, bro. It's over, my guy. It's done. Oh, my Lord. Okay, what I found was gut-wrenching. Of course. No shit. Like, before we met, she was sort of seeing someone casually, outings, and obviously sexual interactions. She didn't stop mentioning him to her sister until the late 2024. I read almost every message they sent from that time frame. We were already dating, dinners, trips, sex, me sending her lunch money. We were doing it all. But during the first 10 months of our relationship, she would go back home and do the same things with someone else.
Perfect.
Damn. We lived in towns 40 minutes apart, so it was easy for her to pull it off. She loved him before she met me and kept waiting for him to take her back or take her seriously so she could leave me. He never did, and finally stopped bringing him up to her. So I've been in a relationship with her for 2 years. She's only been in a relationship for me. So I've been in a relationship with her for 2 months. She's only been in a relationship with me for 1 year? Wait. Which one has she been in with you? Was it 2 years or was it 1 year? All right. I don't know. Maybe the ex-boyfriend 2 years and then...
I think what he's saying is he's been in a relationship with her for 2 years, but she's been in a relationship or dedicated to him specifically for 1 year because the first year
there was overlap.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you. We had a baby last year, and things have been great since. The baby is 6 months old. I love them, but the resentment is too great. I have to walk away from her. I'm heartbroken. That same morning, I left work and gave her a big hug. I never went back. She called about something else. Aw, nigga, don't tell me you went to go get milk. Come on, bruh. She called about something else, but I let it go to voicemail. I felt like hearing her lie again. I texted if she loved me. She said yes and went on a little spiel. I asked her since when has she taken me seriously. She mentioned our first date and added some stuff about how she gets really upset at me for not taking her as serious. I gave it some time and finally texted her that I have been in her phone and read everything. She texted her sister since that first date. She didn't overreact or freak out. Maybe the guilt or shame was too much, or maybe she never cared. But all she would text back was how crazy and weird I was that I went through her phone. There was no phone calls made. She knows how I handle these type of things, and I didn't put up a fight. I told her where and when I would pick up the kid. She agreed. She thought she would get away with it, realized it caught up to her, and accepted her fate. She was literally obsessed with that guy. It was crazy that what I read. Miss her already, but I've been lied to time and time again. The kid looks just like me, but I'll definitely get a test done. All I can do is all I can do for me, I can do what is best for me. Someday he'll ask why I didn't, or why it didn't work out with his mom, and I think the truth will be too much for him. I don't know, but my whole world changed in about 1 to 2 hours while I looked at her phone. It's a nightmare. That's how it goes, bruh. That's how it goes. It's slow to start, but quick to go.
I was waiting to use this button. Oh my god.
Why did you use that?
Yeah.
What, bro? Okay, run me through your thought process.
Oh my god. So you guys had the trust issues from the jump, right?
Okay.
It means your subconscious was telling you there's something not right about this girl.
Okay.
You decided to consciously go against that and stick it out, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the only part that I don't feel bad for. Everything else, right? Because by no means is her like doing something that diabolical a laughing matter. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
100%. Character development. Your son together is going to be a great man because this is going to build you into being an absolute phenomenal dude. As well as, I mean, like, you know, we do give a lot of advice for men to look out, but at the same time, women, you got to stop monkey branching. You know what I mean? I don't think we direct enough attention at the idea of like, we're aware of it, but at the same time, women, this whole idea of monkey branching, it builds character, but it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, you do what you want because, of course, you know, we're going to have women in the comments like, I don't obey a man. And it's like, all right, fuck it. Yeah.
And that's why I don't ever go that route of like, all women don't do this, because it's one of those things where they're going to do it regardless. And that's why it's best to just inform the guys of the concept of monkey branching, the concept of Briffle's Law, the concept of, you know, just you have to be the leader. You know, your girl's got to be the follower. Like, it's just the way it goes. You got to instill these concepts in their head so that way they understand. And when they get out of these shitty-ass relationships, the next one they get in, they know what's up.
Yeah.
You know, like, bruh. And honestly, like, I agree with the fucking laugh, too, because it's like, in the beginning, we were laughing at that nigga like, bro, if you guys have trust issues in your relationship, a baby's not going to fix that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe you had a baby with a girl that you had trust issues with.
Yeah.
That's just stupid, bro.
And I understand, because for you, you're like, it's just a feeling. I don't know for sure, right? It's not, you know. But at the same time, it's your subconscious telling you that you don't really trust her, you know? Mm-hmm. And so it's because of, like, the idea of, like, right, you wouldn't mistrust, like, well, granted, generally speaking, you wouldn't mistrust, like, your mom or, like, a family member that think of someone you do trust and why you trust them, and then put that onto someone that you don't trust. You see where, like, the misalignment of characteristics are, and then you're like, oh, that makes sense as to why inside I can feel like I don't trust you, but I can't really put it consciously as to why, you know? So for there, that's why I'm like, dude, you had this, like, lack of trust, and then out of nowhere you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore it. Let's have a baby. You know.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, and then regardless, right? Even if you could, like, she was a trustworthy person, she wasn't doing anything, you were just mistrusting her for no reason, then you probably still shouldn't be with her because for some reason you're out of whack. You know.
Yeah.
If you're not,
you're bad for her now.
Yeah. If you're untrusting of people in general and you're just like whacked out, then it's like, all right, you got some work you need to do before you can be a good partner. So 100%. You need to be aware enough to be like, all right, I need to take some time to be better, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's you know, obviously majority of that situation I'm not gonna laugh at, but you know, one, I like the cat laugh, and then two, that you didn't trust her and then you still went with it. So.
Yeah, bro. Obviously we're poking fun, we're just having a good time or whatever, but again, it's just like, bro, now for the future, you know what I mean? For the future
you'll be all right, brother. It's gonna hurt a lot, but you'll be all right, brother.
1,000. All right, on to our next one. Roommate cheating on her boyfriend, what should I do? All right, so roommate problem. Hey guys, this is my first post here, so there might be some mistakes, but bear with me because I need a suggestion. I, 24 male, have 2 roommates, all right, a guy and a girl, both same age as me, and both of them are in a relationship with each other from the past 5 years. And I was friends with the girl first, and later she introduced me to her boyfriend, and we all got an apartment together. Now, the main point is I recently found out the girl, whom I've known longer than the guy, is cheating on her boyfriend with his best friend.
Brother,
it's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, seriously. Low honor all day.
Low honor.
All right, let's see. Cheating on her boyfriend or best friend for quite some time now. And I found this by accidentally reading very erotic chats between them. So my main concern is, what should I do now? Should I confront the girl whom I've known longer? Or should I directly tell her boyfriend all about this? Or should I do it anonymously? Please help me.
That's interesting.
Woo! I get why he's in such a conundrum, because he's like, should I be a bro and tell this man? Or should I have my friends back that I've known very long time? And I get that, because, it all goes back to like how you were saying in the last situation, you're like, I trust this person. Here's X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C of why I trust this person. And then you find out, oh shit, I can't trust this person.
Yeah.
And you're like, so should I be straight honest with this person, or should I just kind of blow their spot up because I can't even trust you?
Yeah.
If you're willing to do this to a man you say you love, imagine how you gonna act towards me.
Yeah.
So I get why he's in this conundrum, bro.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, dude, it's, for me, it's a very clear outcome that it needs to happen because of, like you just said, right? She is doing this to a dude that she claims she loves, right? And then also the best friend is there like, yeah, dude, this is my best friend, dude. I'd do anything for him, especially beat his girl's cheeks for him. Perfect. You know what I mean? So it's like he has 2 people that are absolutely doing him beyond dirty. And he has no idea.
Yeah.
So, of course, for me, it's like you got to tell the dude because he needs those 2 people the fuck out of his life.
He really
does.
Because
they could do anything, right? Like, they could fucking, I don't know, women are evil. And then fucking, you whip a dude enough with like cheeks. And then, like, say dude gets in trouble. He needs financial help. He's about to get, like, kicked out. And then she's like, oh, you're broke? I'll go live with the best friend, you know what I mean, or something like that, dude. And
the moment homeboy's inadequate, she's just and honestly, that's what I come back to as far as Briffle's law. That's literally what that states is like the moment the woman or the female, if you will, that this is the definition. The moment the female feels the male is no longer providing something of use to the female, she then finds a male that will provide that.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think the boyfriend needs this information more than she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs it more than she does because he's being played by two people.
Yeah.
Where she's only she's doing all the playing. Let's be
she's
real.
being awful.
Yeah, she's just doing all the playing. Like she's the villain in this. To go to her and like all she's gonna do is turn it on herself, try to make herself the victim and this and that. Oh well, he did this and then that, and that's why I did it, and try to justify it and all this stuff. Yeah, nah, tell the guy.
But then I would say go with proof so that way he can't deny it because
Facts.
he'll try to gaslight himself and
Facts.
like, no, it might have just been a misunderstanding. Whatever
Yeah, because he's gonna fight.
Yeah,
oh,
he's like my
fight for that
best friend and my girl. No, that's not real. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
But then, like, if you go in with proof, you'll go in with proof, and then two, you guys would probably become. I don't know if you want to, but you guys will probably become closer because he can realize
Facts.
He can
trust
you.
Yeah, he can
versus,
trust you.
Like not being able to trust anyone,
Yeah.
because two people are playing him. You're fixing to be the third by not saying anything.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, bro. I mean, he did mention that, he was reading some erotic text or whatever. Get some screenshots of that shit, bro. You know what I mean? And then show him. And that'll be all your proof right there, bro.
Yeah.
Because he needs it more than she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. All right, we're going to get into our last scenario for today's episode. All right, you guys let me know what you think about everything that we've gone over today. Agree, disagree with us, whatever the case may be. Okay, last one is, am I wrong for not wanting to wake my boyfriend up in the morning? Okay. Me, 23 female, boyfriend 23 male, has always struggled with waking up in the morning. It's not like he wakes up in the it's not like he stays up super late either. We share a car and I'm in school, so we generally have to leave the house at the same time early every day. He usually gets 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Nothing crazy. For the past year now, he's been bugging me to get him up in the mornings, but I'm like, hey, can you get up? With a pat on the back, he wants me to grab him by the legs and swing him out of the bed and tell him to get up. The thing is, I've tried doing this before and other things to help him wake up, but it doesn't help. He just generally gets pissy that I'm trying to force him up. I've told him that I've felt like a parent having to wake him up this way, but he says he doesn't get up. I've even suggested alarms or other methods, but he says they don't work. I don't want to be a mom to my boyfriend, especially when I also have to use my time in the morning to get ready and take care of our pets as well. So am I in the wrong here?
No, he's a weak dude.
No.
He's dumb. Let me just
bro,
yeah.
if you can't be a man and get up to do what you gotta do, bro, that's a guy you should not be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
All right, that relationship is just is cooked, bro. It's over.
Yeah, it's not that alarms don't work. He has no drive.
No
he
ambition.
has no reason in his mind to get out of bed, so he doesn't. And
exactly.
You're absolutely right. You don't have to parent him. The conversation that you could have is like, dude, you got to figure it the fuck out and be excited to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I would tell him like maybe once or twice because you are a woman. You shouldn't have to have this conversation with him.
No. No.
If he's not stepping up, get rid of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just going to drag you guys into the ground anyway.
He's going to drag you down.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, I don't think he's going to be dragged down by any of this because he's already down there.
Yeah.
And I think you're just holding on to the rope like, no, it's fine. It's okay. Guys, can you give me some advice?
Yeah.
Can you give me some help? Because this rope's getting a little heavy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you need to let homeboy go at this point because he's got no drive. He has no ambition. The thing that I've heard from the most successful people is that successful people never sleep 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I've heard that time and time again. Like every successful person that I either listen to on YouTube, that I listen to business advice, all that kind of stuff, they're like, I don't sleep 8 hours a day. You want to know why? Is because my mind is always constantly running, and it's always constantly doing stuff, thinking about things, moving things forward, always doing something. If you're able to sleep 8 or more hours in a day, you have no drive. You have no incentive to get out of bed. And that's just facts. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I've never seen a successful person say that I sleep 12 hours a day. I just haven't seen one. You know, and so again, this is a guy that just doesn't have drive. He doesn't have ambition. He's not going anywhere in life. He's going to stay exactly right there. And you're tolerating it because you feel that you're exactly right there too. But let me tell you this, when you finish school and you get your degree and then you start getting a higher paying job, guess who's going to be taking care of who? You're going to be taking care of him. And then what is that going to lead to? You resenting him every day. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be mad. You're going to be upset in this relationship. You're probably going to go, suck another man's dick or some shit. You don't know, because you're going to be so pissed. You're going to be so frustrated. Get out of this while you can. Focus on what you got going on and move on from there. Find a man who's got ambition. Find a guy who's got that drive, because this dude ain't got it.
Yeah, especially because when I was your guys' age, I'd fucking throw. I'd be on bingers. I'd be fucking 2-3 in the morning, fall asleep, wake up for fucking morning PT at 5:30. You know what I mean? 5 o'clock. Get myself ready and fucking be out the door, dude. 2 hours of sleep. Bro. And I'd be like, fuck. I'd be hurting all day, but I'd be like, fuck, I wasn't gonna be late. You know what I mean?
Hell nah.
Fuck
nah.
No. So
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, it's definitely harder now that I'm a bit older, but like I still, I still make sure I'm not fucking late.
Oh,
so
100%. 100%. Because that translates to other things in your life too. It translates to your fitness. It translates to how you make money. It translates to how you are to other people. It just translates to everything. Like a dude that is lazy and can't get out of bed, well, that tells you everything you need to know about that man's life. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, but that's gonna go ahead and be today's episode, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let us know what you thought about all the videos that we gone over, our conversations. I feel like we had some deep conversations today.
Yeah,
we really butted heads, and I enjoyed that a lot. Let us know what you thought. Agree, disagree, who you think is right, wrong, your opinion, whatever the case may be, as far as the videos, the scenarios, all that stuff. Let us know down in the comments. Again, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show. Hopefully next week we will be able to have the YouTube membership up for you guys, and we'll be working on some exclusive content for all that, so stay tuned for that. Definitely lock in and get into that. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys keep coming out every single week and killing it, and I appreciate that so very much, and I have the numbers to fucking prove it that you guys come out and kill it. So thank you so much. Keep rating us 5 stars, as well as or keep downloading the podcast as well as rating us 5 stars. If you want to follow us even more, or you support us even more, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Also follow our boy Mike Life 333 if you have questions about job inquiries as well as advice for him. Okay, so we love you guys. We will see you. I will see you guys on Tuesday. He will see you next week on Sunday. We love you all. Let's get the foop out of here. Anything you wanted to add?
No, I mean, that's such a great button, but no, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for all your support.
All right, man. We love you all. Peace.